Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the Patreons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. We have the data mines of the patch day. Very quick video, but let's go guys. So yes, thank you Oshida for doing this and Gazabi as well. So thank you guys for actually doing the data mines and posting them on the on the Reddit. It makes a lot of just finding stuff in the game that was changed a little bit, a lot easier, because guiding never adds literally everything that has been added, right? So yeah, but let's go. Radiator, okay. Radiator steam handles a sound effect, okay. New gameplay parameter, TWS, show receive sector. What does that mean? Crew sounds, added US English, so yeah, apparently they changed the British one to the American one, the crew voices, so pretty cool. New crosshair for the MatAWG 6 hash, which is the Hydra one. NBC liner armor type, okay. Aircraft changes, so this is where the fun begins, right? So A5C now has copy-pasted of the old RWR, but it has a different name. AJ37 added an ejection seat, fixed CCRP. Some changes to the loadouts due to actually receiving apparently the drop tank, I think. Yes, I think that's it, right? And adding the custom loadouts as well, right? So yeah, pretty cool. AJS37 fixed CCRP. And it has the RB74 plus bow hidden. I mean, the JA37D has it, right? So why not add it for the AJS? They are basically from the same era. They're the same kind of line of upgrades in the 90s, right? So it would make sense. So yeah, some minor minor changes to the B7HU. Okay, Buccaneer custom loadout changes, max load 100 kilos heavier. Kurnas 2000, if you don't know, they actually added a TISEO, or TISEO, the camera on the side of the aircraft for the Kurnas 2000, which is pretty cool. It has a very limited zoom compared to the F14 one, but still it is pretty cool. AGM65D thermal fixed, pave spike zoom fixed, drop tank hidden when not equipped. Makes sense. And then custom loadout changes. I think it's just the changes of the Pythons, AGMs, and other sorts of minor fixes for that. So we're going to just skip it over. F14A automatic wing sweep stages reworked. Sorry. So yeah, a little bit reworked on the B as well. Fully swept wings, aerodynamic changes. Mach VNE 2.4. Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Equipping the NVD modification disables the side thermals. Fix it. Yeah, makes sense. Added TPS NVD. F15 block 15. F16 block 15, sorry. Target tracking removed from the cockpit MFD. Interesting. Some changes to the snake eyes for the F104s, as you see in the custom loadouts. Some more custom loadout changes for the new snake eyes and bombs for the G91s. I changed in zoom of the Harrier GR7 sight, so now it's only it's only 6 times and not variable apparently. New loadout there. J37C added ejection cockpit, and apparently they added a drop tank. I didn't realize they actually added a drop tank for the 37C, so pretty cool. So now it has a drop tank apparently. Added ejection seat for all of these aircraft. So J37D, the Vikhr, the Mirage 2000C, the Tornado IDS, Marine Flieger. So yeah, very cool. Jaguar A sight NVD, they actually changed it. Recolor it similar to thermal, but it's not actually a thermal. So yeah, they actually change it in the same way as in the Mercury pod on the Su-25T, because it's probably a more similar system of low light TV system than a proper thermal, right? Resolution, as you see, pretty cool. MiG-23BN custom loadout changes. I think this is due to drop tank, so yes. The MiG-23s as well, as you see. Yeah, minor changes to that. I mean, I still don't understand why some of these, like the Mirage 5, the Nasher, and some of the others, they have the drop tanks, but they don't work as drop tanks yet. It was basically the first aircraft to actually receive a drop tank because they actually use the drop tank as a bomb pylon, but it doesn't work as a drop tank yet. So quite weird, but yeah. Mirage 2005F, RWI removed from the cockpit MFT, targeting pod thermal added to the cockpit MFT, okay. Sight horizontal limits, some prop changes to loadouts, to flight models, to combat flaps and landing flaps of various aircraft over here. Sight camera fixed, or at least they tried. The Q5L apparently has the sight camera fixed, but I mean, this camera on the nose of the Q5L has been the problem since it was added, and they never fixed the problem. I don't know what is going on there, but yeah, well. SU6, some changes to the custom loadouts as well, and basically just the loadouts. SU25T, SU39, the Vikhr now have a max salvo interval time of 3 seconds. Yes, it's basically the addition that they actually did talk about in a dev blog that I already did a video about. So now you have to fire as many missiles as you can in 3 seconds, and then you have to wait for the missiles to actually hit the target. If you fire another missile after these 3 seconds, basically the laser designator will reset itself, and all the missiles that you fired before will be without guidance. You will be lost guidance, right? So yeah, Tornado Mark 1, the GR1, right? Custom loadout changes and added the ejection seat. The IDS, same thing. IDS for the Italians, same thing. Okay, rocket CCAP removed for the Yak-28. Orion, yeah, same principle, laser guided ammunition, right? For the Orion, same thing as the Vikhr, but it's 5 seconds. Yeah, some minor changes to custom loadouts over here. Some helicopters, custom loadouts, you know, so yeah, a lot of them. And yeah, the same thing that was added for the other Vikhrs and other laser guided ammunitions are added for all the Russian, you know, laser guided ammunition. So yeah, and the other ones apparently, I mean, they only are able to guide one missile at a time because it's normally cable or command guided, radio guided, something like that, right? So yeah, let's go for the part 2 over here. So yeah, part 2, sensor changes, new RWR. This is for the A5 that we talked about it. All laser wiring receivers, honor to spot range 8 to 24. Is this kilometers? I think it is, right? APG 66, 66J, 66V1. The type 1492, because for now it's a copy-paste of the APG 66, which is the J8F radar. So all the aircraft, they use this. So the AJ Kai, the Block 10 F16, Block 15 F16, and the AJ F16, J8F, pulse range increased to 60 kilometers. So basically they increased the range, I think, in the normal search mode. So pretty cool. The designation lock, now it has a bigger square, I think. And the pulse Doppler track, main beam Doppler notch velocity 40 meters per second. I don't know what it was before. That's the problem. I cannot remember what it was before. But if you know, let me know in the comments and I can pin it. But yeah, if this is a buff or a nerf for the F-16s or the APG 66, right? APG 66 V3s, the MLU. I wanted to talk about this. I'm going to do a video about this aircraft because it's pretty cool. They actually added a proper V3 version of the APG 66 for the MLU. So now it has the proper range, so 75 kilometers, and then TWS, right? So they increased the range and added TWS, just like the APG 66 V3 has. So very, very cool. Copio 25, medium PRF, they changed the RCS of it. I don't know if it's just the radar or it's probably the detection, right? 5 meters squared at 30 kilometers. It's probably something like that. So yeah, just minor changes to the detection ranges of the Su-39. And 10, so they increased the power output of the radar. So in general, we should have better range, but they don't say it right here. Might not make a difference in the game if they don't change the actual code of the range, but still, it is interesting. Normally, more power means more range, but it depends, right? Elevation limits of all radar search lock parameter, except, yeah, they decreased it a little bit on the lock and track parameters. Added medium radar search required. Okay, nothing too crazy, just minor changes over here. The MiG-29's radar, high PIF antenna side slope sensitivity, the vertical lock increased it a little bit when you are trying to lock. They actually increased it for a lot of these radars, just the size of the radar lock, right? And the main beam Doppler here, 50 meters per second, which means, if I'm not mistaken, that this radar, for example, which are the Vikr's radars, are worse than the APG 66 ones, I think, you know, because normally if you are with a lower relative speed than this, the radar will basically not see you. And this should be changed as well, on the sense that like until like 10 kilometers, it should be unmatchable. Radars should be unmatchable, but yeah. Naval changes, not going to mention too much. I'm just going to mention that, yes, they removed the STRELA 3 that they were going to add. So I don't know, maybe it's being worked on still on the ships that got them. So kind of sad, but well, anyway. And some ground changes as well. You can pause it and take a look. I will talk if there is any changes. I mean, the main ones are, for example, the ADATS, laser guided apparently, salvo, same thing as the Vikhr that I told you guys about. And then we have some changes to the cannons as well. I mean, the tanks don't have anything too crazy over here. You can pause it and take a look. I will leave the links in the description. And then the guns over here, also, they increased the penetration of some of the guns. And, you know, I don't know, people are saying that damage is a little bit worse than it was before the patch. And I don't know why exactly. It might be that it's just penetrating more. I don't know. But they say the damage is increased in all of these cannons as well. So I have to properly test it out. It feels, for me, it doesn't feel too much different. But a lot of people were saying that it was doing less damage, which I think it's just not really what is happening. So, yeah. So yeah, Super 530D guidance timing decreased to 55 seconds, so a little bit less. Rocket missile caliber, okay, so they increased the proximity fuse triggering shell rocket or missile caliber range. So I think now it needs to be a larger rocket to actually make the proximity fuse of the Vikhr actually explode, which makes AA systems a little bit better, which is interesting, a very interesting change. Here we have some ground weapons as well. Same thing as the small caliber ones that, not so small caliber, right? But I think this is just to the real shatter that they added. Teams Variety actually did a video on that. Make sure to check it out. But yeah, basically all the same changes for that. Some fuse delays as well added for some of the guns. Now have a proximity fuse arming distance of 1 kilometer from the target in addition to 300 arming distance after launch. So yeah, they added basically for some of the AA systems that delayed activation of the proximity fuse, right? So now it takes a little bit more time to actually activate, especially if you have a lock on the target. If you have a lock on the target, it will only activate very near the target. For example, on the 9M311, it will be 1 kilometer from the target. In the 9M331, it will be 400 meters from the target. And the Panzer, for example, it's 500. So it's very interesting and kind of a realistic thing that helps AA systems to be more effective. Rolands, as you see, 600 meters. So very, very cool. Some major changes to the swing fire over here. I noticed that someone commented that it's a lot better right now. I don't know about that, but still, some changes. And the VT1 as well got the new system there. And basically, this is it, guys. I checked it out, the other ones. I will leave the link in the description, but it's not posted on Reddit yet because they actually posted before on a work in progress sheet there. They normally don't like to be posting about it because they are subject to change. But it's basically just economic stuff and just minor things. If there is anything interesting, I will be doing another video, but probably not. So these are the major ones compared to the dev server that came to the changes that came to the live server. Okay, I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys. See you.